Hey there friends, welcome back, and just a mere 2 weeks after my last video, I did not let another 4 months go by. That is a win in my books. I am excited to spend some time with you today. It is Friday, April 22nd, 2022. My name is Liz, my company is Hello from Liz Mathews, and I am a needlework designer in Maryland who loves to craft, to make a cozy house, to garden, to quilt, to sticker, to do anything that lets me express my creativity, and I like to share that here on my FlossTube channel with you. I am so ready to dive back into this regular schedule. Knock on wood, this will be a 2-week thing for me. I've gathered just a bit of stuff that I want to share with you. I don't expect this video to be too terribly long today, but who knows where it will end up. You will notice something new with this video, which I am very happy to report. Joe is now going to be editing all my videos. You know, for the last 50 videos, I've said loud and proud, I don't edit my videos. It's a one-take thing for me. I don't have time to figure that out, and it's true, time is limited. But Joe knows how to do all that. He's learning. He has all the software and whatever you need on your computer to take that on, and I so very much appreciate him doing that. So give us some time to figure out exactly what we're doing, and you should notice moving forward that there are some definite upgrades to these FlossTube videos. I am headed out to the garden as soon as I am done filming this. I'm in my garden getup, but the sun is shining. It is a gorgeous day here in Maryland. We had snow this week, which is just crazy. We had a couple days of frost. Joe and I had to get out there and cover fresh baby plants so that they didn't die. And now it is gonna be 80 this weekend and sunny and gorgeous. And I thought I'm just gonna sit down and get this video out there. So as I said, I'm very happy to be here a little more frequent than every 4 months. Okay, so I have a few notes, a few shop updates, and just basically what I have been doing these last 2 weeks. Real quick, I wanted to let you know that all of my new designs, the 5 new pieces I released for Expo, they are in my shop right now. It is an Etsy shop, and they are available in PDF version only. If you would like to get your hands on a paper copy, I ask you to contact your favorite LNS, your favorite ONS, support them, place your orders through them. But if you happen to be an overseas customer or like to have a digital version, you can find Berry Patch, Parade of Elephants, Pink Cottage School, Quaker Gardens, 6th Day of Christmas in my shop now. I will link it below. Just a quick click will bring you right there. I do also have plans. It's something that has bumped to the top of my priority list, to get an off Etsy e-commerce shop going through my website. The Etsy fees are just astronomical, ridiculous if you ask me. I know people are comfortable with that platform, and I don't discount that, the familiarity and the comfort of using Etsy, but you might see a shift on our website in the next couple months as we try to integrate e-commerce to hellofromlizmatthews.com. Fingers crossed, that'll be easier than I think it will. It's another thing that Joe will be fabulous at helping me with. He understands that stuff like I do not. We make a great pair, so you can look for that in the upcoming months. But aside from just my PDFs in my shop, I do have a few physical products there, and I brought them out here to show you today. I mentioned it in my last video, but it was kind of like in the midst of a lot of things. So I just wanted to tell you, where is the last? There it is. The thread drops that I released, for all of my new market releases, they are in shop now. You can order those, we will ship those to you. The thread drops feature one of my new designs and have lines on the back for you to notate your thread. You will also find all of my stickers in shop now. These are not sold individually. It is a sticker set of 5 sheets. It will be a sheet for each of my new designs. So that's in there along with the PDFs, and this is kind of exciting. I have some linen in there. I have some Picture This Plus legacy linen in 32 count if that is your stitch preference. You can find some pieces of that in there now. I think I have 6 pieces. It's kind of limited. I don't expect it to last long, so you might want to just pause this video and head over there. I also have some sanguine linen. I have Weeks Dye Works sanguine linen, and this is the perfect size and count for my Mayflower tree pattern. If you've been wanting to stitch that up, want to get it kitted, there's a couple pieces of that in my shop as well. Again, it's linked below and it's there waiting for you. Okay, last week's video included several giveaways, which I was very happy to offer. So I am just going to run through real quick and tell you who those winners are. Keep stitching, open those ears, mute whatever's on in the background, cross your fingers. Here are the winners from last week's video. The Berry Patch pattern from me, Hello from Liz Mathews, had 288 entries. It is going to Spencer Martin. Quaker Gardens by Hello from Liz Mathews had 300 entries, and it is going to Donna Cusino. Pink Cottage School, 197 entries, and it is going to Simply Lavish Grandma. The 6th Day of Christmas, 201 entries, is going to Catherine Summers. And Parade of Elephants with 149 entries. Winner Winner Chicken Dinner, Lana Erickson. I am giving away 2 of the orange tree samplers from Carriage House Samplings. That was my aunt's market release, and I happened to come home with 2 copies of it from market. And oh, I need to draw another name because I only drew 1. One is going to Jackie Onion, and I'm gonna have to get back to you in the next video. Okay, so that will be one lingering giveaway for one other orange tree sampler. I will announce it in next week's video, the winner of that last lingering chart. But we do have a few other giveaways that I included, and one of them is the, shoot, I didn't bring it, was that adorable little Black Needle Society mini, like retreat in a box, mini version of the boxes you can order from them. Go back and check my last video if you are like, what is she talking about? It's adorable, and I took it home from market. That is going to Char J57. Congratulations. The stickers from Pins, Thrift, and Vintage are going to Tammy Pugh. And the, drum roll please, the quilt gift certificate from Keystone Sisters Quilting, that is being given to Heather North. Congratulations, Heather. You got $25 for any quilting services that Keystone Sisters Quilting offers. So there you go. Big congratulations to anybody whose name I just listed off. I will need you to email me at the email that I'm going to put in the description box below to claim your prizes, and I will get things on their way to you shortly. But thank you for following along, leaving me your messages. There were so many messages of, I don't want to say welcome back, but you know, just glad to have you back, and it really was so kind and made me feel great. So I'm happy to be back and happy to give these items away to a few of you. Real quick, I wanted to just mention the Black Needle Society little retreat in a box made me think about it. While you guys are watching FlossTube in the near future, hop over to Sarah and Jen, I believe it's Stitching Friends channel. I'm gonna link it below. They just did a video unboxing the Black Needle Society murder mystery box. I loved watching it. I thought it was so fun to see them go through and share everything that was included in the box, and it really made me think of the Hunt a Killer boxes that I had just talked about in my previous video to this, because it's again, it's themed in a way that you are like a detective and trying to solve a fictional murder or crime, probably a murder, usually a murder. And I just loved watching it, and it made me think of the Hunt a Killer boxes, and I think that you should watch it too, because I don't know, I love intrigue and murder mystery, and it just I thought it was a great video. I also really like Hunt a Killer. Can't recommend that enough. Our next box just arrived, so we're gonna do that tonight. We're gonna have another date night. Anyway, that's just a little tangent about that. But I do look forward to seeing how the Black Needle Society Murder Mystery in a Box shakes out. Jen and Sarah said there is a live get-together Zoom. I'm not sure the details because I don't have the box in the near future, and I'm excited to hear how that all works and who the murderer is and all of that. So check their video out. It was a really, really good one, and I love those girls so much. I have a bit of stitching to share with you and a few more loose ends to tie up from that 4-month sabbatical that I unintentionally took. What should we do first? Let's tie up some loose ends, shall we? I had a sweet gift arrived to me that I somehow forgot to mention in my last video. It is from Karina, who is Stitches in Costa Rica. She sent a very sweet note and this adorable bag of Costa Rican coffee, which I just thought was so cute. You guys know I love my coffee. I survive and thrive on my coffee every morning, and she obviously knows that, and I appreciate this so much. Something from her home country. It was just so, so kind, and I apologize that it took me so long to acknowledge this gift, Karina. Thank you so much. She does have a floss tube channel, I believe. It's Stitches Costa Rica, and I will be sure to link that below. We can go give her a watch. Now, if you rewind in time 5 or 6 months now, before I left you hanging for that stretch of time, I was chatting with you about the Deck the Smalls exchange that I was participating in with a few fellow YouTubers. Liz Talbot of Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch organized and put the Smalls exchange together, and I was so excited to be asked to join because anytime I can stitch something that's not mine, that's not for future release, I jump on the opportunity. And the fact that it's Christmas stitching just made it like a no-brainer yes for me. So before I disappeared, I had been sharing with you, I believe it was 3 pieces that I had narrowed it down to for what I was gonna stitch my recipient for the exchange. Now, this is all done and over, and you may already know who my Smalls recipient was. It was Kathleen of Stitchuation Normal. I was so happy to stitch something for her, and she did share about what I sent her in her floss tube video way back when. I will link it below if you want to go see her reaction and see what I stitched for her. But I am also going to insert a little clip here, because we can do that now, thank you, Joe, of my thoughts on what I stitched for Kathleen. Here's a spoiler alert. It was the With Thy Needle and Thread Santa's Tree Farm. Such a fun stitch, but I did have some thoughts. So I'm gonna Joe is going to insert the video here. Hey there, friends. I am finally able to reveal what I stitched for the Deck the Smalls exchange. Finally. Did you guess it? A few floss tubes back, I told you the 3 patterns I was deciding from, and finally you can see I chose Santa's Tree Farm from With Thy Needle and Thread. This just really spoke to me and I love it so much. I think it turned out really, really well. I can't wait to ship it to the recipient. I'm not sure if I can say at this point that I'm filming this little insert who the recipient is, but if so, I will let you know. And if she happens to post anything on FlossTube, I will link that below too. But I am very happy to ship this off and spread a little joy, because this is just a joyful little piece. Let me show you. Here is the pattern I got. I just realized as I was getting ready to film this that I haven't attached the ribbon to the top, and I plan on doing that just now before I pack it up and send it on its way. I ordered this from 123 Stitch along with the called for threads, and I'm going to chat about that in just a second, but I kept it in my House of Stitch and Stash project bag. And I did this piece on 36 count Boardwalk linen from Color and Cotton. I chose this linen because I felt like it would really allow the snowflakes to pop and show, and that was what I was most worried about, and it worked perfectly. It was a great combo and a great choice, and I love it. I did use all of the called for colors with the exception of the black. When I saw this pattern on 123 Stitch and saw that you could just, you know, quick add to cart all of the called for threads, I did that because I wanted to use the called for threads because I don't stitch many pieces that aren't mine often, and I wanted to have the full experience, you know. But I did notice that I, you know, don't need to order a black for just those few stitches. So I substituted the called for, I believe it was Classic Colorworks with Weeks Dye Works because I had it on hand. But then I was a little bit surprised when all of these threads showed up for this small piece. I didn't really expect that. And in some cases, I purchased a full skein of Fancy Floss, like pumpkin patch, for these 6 stitches. So just know that going into it. There also is no thoughtful DMC conversion in this chart, so just food for thought if you ever plan on stitching it. Expect a lot of fancy flosses for a small-ish pattern, but it really turned out well. The one thing that was out of stock when I ordered, I think it was called Bayberry. It was one of the greens, so I substituted chopped chives for this tree, and I think it worked really well. I love all of the variegation in the trees, and it gives it such a nice, I don't know, painterly look. So I'm going to put this ribbon on. I'm going to take some pictures, and eventually I'll be able to share that on Instagram. But this was a really, really fun stitch, and I cannot wait for it to be received. And thank you for tagging along with me for the smalls exchange. Okay, over and out. It feels like so long ago, but that was a really, really fun stitch and a really fun project that I was really happy to participate in. And lo and behold, I was gifted a small from Liz of Elizabeth Ann Kin Stitch. I had clearly, I mean, the point of a smalls exchange is you don't know who has you. But when her package arrived not long before Christmas, I just squealed because I love her so much. I've actually been doing some quilting with her. Kia set up a Zoom for Kia, Liz, and I to spend an afternoon quilting and just chatting. You know, we're all 3 of us have been working on our own project, but we just get to chat while we're there stitching. So I was just really happy to be gifted this from Liz. She chose a Prairie Schooler Christmas piece, which means she knows me, and I love this so much. The stitching is beautiful, as it would be, because we all know Elizabeth Ann, and I am very happy to put this out and think of her. Well, I've only had it one holiday season, but I can tell you I did that last holiday season, and I'm already looking forward to next holiday season. Puts a smile on my face and makes me think of a sweet friendship, and I think that's exactly what a smalls exchange piece is supposed to do. So there we have it, the conclusion of the Deck the Halls smalls exchange from me to Kathleen. 5 months late. Better late than never, I think. Liz, thank you so much for organizing that and for the piece you gave me. I, of course, talked to her when I received it, so rest assured she has been thanked appropriately. But I just wanted to share that with you because it was so fun and such a cheery little piece. And I wanted to also share that little video clip of what I stitched because, again, it's not every day that I get to stitch something that's not mine. Now, speaking of smalls, ooh, that's a good segue into 2 different things. Which way do I want to go? Okay, real quick, let's just do something for you guys. Just a friendly little reminder. Speaking of smalls, I wanted to let you know that if you haven't already gotten them, all of the celebration small freebies that I put out in 2021 are on my website. They have been there. This is nothing new. I just wanted to make sure if you are new here that you knew that you could get all of these freebies on hellofromlizmatthews.com under the freebies tab. Couple more for ya. This is the Bloom Celebration Small. All the details will be there. They are PDF downloads. You can download, print, stitch, enjoy, tag me. Just a little thank you from me to you. I put this out Christmas of 2020. I've seen people stitch this in so many different varieties or with so much variety. It's really fun to see. And then, as I mentioned in my last video, the Steel City Stitchers freebie is now there as well. Bittersweet because I was not at the Steel City Stitchers retreat, but the freebie is there for you if you'd like to stitch it. And okay, I think I'm done with my little rolly cart. Still, like the best purchase I bought for floss tube ever. Can't recommend it enough. Now, when I said smalls were a good segue for two things, the other thing was my whips. I have been working on, this is in my Stitchy Notions by Lisa bag, and I have been working on my StitchCon Smalls Exchange, and let me see. Let me give you a little update. Let me pull everything out here. I'm not like a neat and tidy put-awayer. No, sir. No, ma'am. Okay. So this is the small that I will be finishing, packaging, and giving at StitchCon this year when I am there for weekend A. It's gonna be here before you know it, guys, and I am so excited to see everybody there and to just enjoy that camaraderie and that experience. I will let you know that although I am only attending StitchCon weekend A, I will be in town for weekend B. I will not be at any of the StitchCon sponsored official events because I want to be respectful to everybody on the StitchCon team and everybody who's there, but I will be in town, so hopefully I will run into you if you are there for weekend B. More on that later. I have some ideas, some plans in the works. We'll chat about that later. But anyway, I have been stitching away for the Smalls Exchange. I am doing the Prairie Schooler Summer Sampler portion. It's just the little, excuse me, the little bottom portion of this. Imagine I'm cutting it off. Well, I haven't figured out exactly where I'm going to cut it off yet, but obviously I'm not stitching that whole thing because that is a doozy. But I love the little garden scene down there. You know, I love garden stuff, so that's what I'm stitching. And I have made some progress since the last time I showed this to you. Here we go. I am getting together with a local stitching group tomorrow, and this is what I plan to bring and get some stitches in, although you can imagine how many stitches I'll actually get in because I will be chatting with new friends, old friends, and just enjoying the get-together. But that's what I'm gonna be bringing. I have noticed a few discrepancies. I think the colors are off. It feels so wrong saying anything negative about a Prairie Schooler chart, but I do think that there might be an error in the colors charted. And if you notice, see that there's like a stripe there on the side of the house. There's no stripe charted and none appears on this very dark side of the house, right? Just seems off, huh? I don't know. I guess everybody makes mistakes. It makes me feel a little better about the mistakes that appear in my charts from time to time, although I have to admit I am doing better, knock on wood. But it's a fun stitch no matter what. I love Prairie Schooler. Just looking at this, holding this, stitching it, it's comfort stitching, it's total comfort stitching. I am doing this on 36 count Regency linen from Picture This Plus 2/2. That is how I like to stitch on 36 count. I really like the coverage and the vibrancy of the colors. I know that that's not everybody's preference, but it's mine. So that is what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna do something that I don't normally do and show you a whip for Hello from Liz Mathews. This is in another Stitchy Notions by Lisa bag. I just love this one. Let's see. Has such a fun interior. So I am obviously stitching this on color and cotton. It is a monochromatic piece being stitched in Gloriana in the thread color Inca Gold. Monochromatic pieces lend themselves really well and really easily to color adaptation. So if you don't like silk, if you don't like Gloriana, choose your own thread. Make it suit you and enjoy. Okay, sorry. I'm not going to tell you too terribly much about this because you will see it in June. Here it is. I welcome any thoughts you have on what this is going to be, where I am going with this, but that's what I have so far. I expect to be done this in a few more sittings. I don't want to give too much away, but I just really like sharing my progress with you. So I hope you like that little sneak peek. Stay tuned for more. You will not see that again unless I go nowhere with it until releases in June. By the way, my new pattern release schedule is looking like it's going to be the end of June, the end of August for Expo. Expo is always the last weekend in August, and then November. So we have three more releases coming before the end of the year. I've only had one so far in March, so look forward to 3 more as we close out 2023. Okay, can I tell you about my quilting? I continue to quilt. I spent all day working. I do all the things for the business, and then quitting time comes and I get down to the studio and I work on my quilt. So I have some quilting updates for you because in the last video, I shared with you my quilt top and said I was going to ship that off to Keystone Sisters Quilting within the next couple days, and I did. Mind you, that was 2 weeks ago. That's not long, right? Look what I have back already. This package was waiting on the doorstep yesterday when Mom and I got back from the stitching post. Yes, I need to tell you about that because I have a little haul for you. And I was so excited to open it. Look how this was packaged, just beautifully. This is actually a remnant of the backing fabric that they used to wrap this. It's the Keystone Sisters business card and like a little clip. I just thought that was adorable. Okay, are you ready? I have to stand up to show you this. Okay, here it is. Within the span of 2 weeks, they have quilted it and gotten it back to me. Look at that. I am very, very excited about this. I need to just do the binding, which I don't know how to do, but thankfully I have some good girlfriends who were guiding me. Kia, I would be lost in this process without you. You've inspired me, you've answered all my questions, you've taught me, and I appreciate you so, so much. So hopefully you don't mind giving me some pointers on how I bind this quilt. So I got a couple questions about this when I shared it with you last time. Let me answer those while they are fresh in my mind. This fabric is from a layer cake from Moda called Gingham Garden. I will link it below. And the pattern is not one that I followed from paper. It is one that Kia shared in one of her floss tube videos. It is a variation on a log cabin quilt is what I'm trying to say. And she shared all of the details about how to complete this in one of her videos, which I will link below as well. It's very clear, very easy to make. I say a beginner friendly quilt because I am a very much beginner and I could pull this off. So I will share all of that information below, as well as the link to Keystone Sisters Quilting, because they did a fantastic job. It's a dense quilting pattern. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe not. It's a floral, organic, heavily quilted pattern, and I thought it just complemented the geometric print, or I guess piecing, of this quilt perfectly. I cannot believe I have this back in my hot little hands already. 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. I am so thrilled with this. And I told you I have been bitten. I have been bitten by the quilting bug because I've got another one almost ready to go. So I would like to show you, if you don't mind. Let me just fold this up. You can see the backing fabric I chose. And hopefully by the time you see my next video in 2 weeks, I will have this bound and finished. Wouldn't that be amazing? We shall see. Okay. Let me put this down somewhere safe. Would you like to see what I have been working on while that was away? This is the Irish chain quilt that I showed the pattern of last week when we were chatting. It's a free pattern from Penelope Handmade. I found a discrepancy in it. Let me talk about that in a minute. But first, let me show you what I did, because the entire quilt top is done. And it's a big one. So, oh, don't mind my gardening outfit. This is what I do all my gardening in. Well, different versions of this. Okay. You're back there, right? Look. Joe can't hold this. I'm sure Joe can. I can't even hold this to show you the whole thing at once. Again, I made this. It's crazy. Let me fold it and give you some close-ups and some details. Okay, that is a Tilda fabric in the pattern collection Windy Day. I got a jelly roll and used that to create my Irish chain pattern. This is a big quilt, you guys. It's 66 by 66, and it was a doozy to manage, but I did it, and I will be sending that off hopefully sooner than later. I've run into some snags and I need to work those out. But I was talking to Jen, who does the quilting for me, who does the quilting at Keystone Sisters Quilting. And I think with this piece, because they have the capability to do like end-to-end single pattern coverage, as well as custom quilting on your pieced quilt top, we're gonna do a custom, I believe. And I will share more information about that in the future. But from what she describes, it just means the quilting is gonna be very specific to the quilt that I am sending her, which is just so cool. And I can't wait to see all of that come together. Now, the snags I've run into include the fact that the pattern tells you that you need 4 yards of backing fabric, when in fact you need more. So I need to figure that out. I'm sure there's a way to make it work, but being a new quilter, I just, you know, everything's a bit slower for me. So I will figure that out. I also broke my iron yesterday. I knocked it over and I broke it, the new one that Joe got me for my birthday, which was not good. I do have one on order to replace it, and I've just learned a lot these past 24 hours. I was charting the Mary Cox sampler that I showed on Instagram yesterday. It's from $17.99, by the way. How cool is that? That something that old survives today and that we'll get to stitch it together in the near future. But when I was done doing that last night, I was like, I need to get back to my quilt. I can't look at the computer anymore. My eyes are gonna go crossed. But I get down to the studio, I break my iron, I find out that my measurements are wrong and that I've been ironing instead of pressing with an iron that's too small. It was not a good day for production, but it was a good day for lessons. So, silver linings. You know I'm always looking for them. As soon as that piece is off to Keystone Sisters Quilting, this is what I am going to be doing next. It's a two-step pattern from Missouri Star Quilt Company. I buy the PDFs and print them out here at home. You can also order paper copies, but that's what's coming next, and I will continue to share my quilt love with you because I like to share the things I love here on my channel and hope you don't mind. Now, let's bounce back to cross stitch. What do you think? Mom and I went to the stitching post yesterday. That is my LNS, and I picked up a few goodies that I wanted to share with you. Okay. I got 3 needlepoint silk colors. I did not have these on hand because they are pretty vibrant. Maybe a little off of my normal color scheme, but very pretty, and I'm excited to work on a project that calls for these blue shades. I also got white Zweigart. Why? Because I'm going to dip my toe into dyeing. I say that now like I have free time to figure that out. We'll see, but I'll be ready if I ever find that time. I also got this silver fox linen from Fiber on a Whim. I love Fiber on a Whim. All of her fabric is so nice, but this color, I believe, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, it is not as gray as you are seeing. It is far more blue teal, and it's stunning, and you can bet on seeing that in a future release. The last thing I got is my first time seeing it in person. It is the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher Spring 2022 magazine, featuring yours truly right there on the cover. I know that people have had these in hand and through the digital subscription that Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher offers for quite a while. I have not seen it before yesterday, so you better believe I picked it up. It's a beautiful magazine, and I am very excited to be in it for the entire year. You will find a little something from me in the 4 issues that come out in 2022. This is just my first little something. It is on page 13. And let me show you exactly what it is. There you go. It is the Antique Linen Label Swatch and Pillow. And if you would like to stitch this, all you have to do is hop online, order your copy of the magazine either digitally or go to a bookstore and see if you can't find it there. Because I am on the cover. It just makes me so happy. So it's, like I said, it's a beautiful magazine with really, really great projects in it. And I already submitted my next design for the summer issue and very much look forward to you guys finding out what that is in a few short months. What are the chances I remembered everything and didn't leave something major off? I would say slim to none, but there you go. I'm gonna let you go. Joe and I will now edit this video. Again, Joe will edit this video. Thank you guys for spending some time with me today. I really love catching up with you. I hope that you're doing well, enjoying your stitching, your creativity, and your April. I will be back soon. Take care. Until then, bye.